What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and today is the 8th-year anniversary of FEH, and of course we got a FEH channel for it and we got the Choose Your Legends 9 results. I'm going to be discussing that. I'm going to be talking about what they could have as their outfits, as their weapons, and which characters I voted for. We also have a lot of free summon things, so I'm going to be going over my opinion of them and the best colors that you could choose out of it to summon. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Valentine banner and also the other changes that they're going to be doing for this month's update. So let's talk about Choose Your 9 results, and Eikthynir is in the first position with 15,000 votes. So I always knew that he was popular. I even said on Twitter that he does have chances of winning in Choose Your Legends. A lot of people were surprised, but even I am surprised now because I didn't expect him to beat male Byleth, because he's from 3 houses and he's the first brave hero. We also have male Byleth in the second position. Of course, he is really popular and he is from 3 houses, and a lot of the characters that are popular than him already got the brave versions, like Claude, Edelgard, Dimitri, even Felix. And a lot of 3 houses fans did vote for him, and even I should say Fodlan fans, because there is 3 hopes. And of course, he is in Smash. And then we have got Sharena in the first position of the women's division. So this is also surprising to me because I didn't really think that she would, win in the first position. I thought she would be in the high first places, like maybe in the top 5. But this is just excellent flow of votes that we have seen from the players that likely voted for Alphonse last year into Sharena. So they have voted for her, and now she's going to be getting a brave version. It is really endearing to me because I remember in the FEH channel last year when Alphonse was getting announced for his brave outfit, they had this really cute animation with Sharena and Anna. So I thought, what would they animate if Sharena won it? Will they have Anna or, Henriette or maybe brave Alphonse cheering her on? And then we have got Baldr in the second place. So she is a brand new Book 9 OC, but she is incredibly popular because of her design, because of her voice acting, and because of her, reference in the Japanese voice acting. Not the expert in anime, but she's basically a Ojo-sama type of character, like maybe Maribel or Laura Shell or Constance, and they have this air of superiority, and they have this high class, so to say. And she is in a situation like Galvik, where her book is still going on. We do not know too much about her, and she has got a brave version, so we don't really know what they're going to be doing with this kind of brave version. And she's eventually going to be getting a mythic version, which is likely going to be on par with her brave version. But, brave version is going to be getting that refined. But I guess I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So these are the winners, and we only have a single 3 houses winner. And it's kind of surprising to me that there's no Engage winner for 2 years after its release. I thought maybe, Engage would have the top 4, and here we have 3 OCs, and it is going to be surprising for many people, but I just want to share my perspective from what I've observed and what I've experienced so far with, all of these years making the content. I also got really surprised. I remember in Book 3 when Liv, Thracier, Plumeria were so high up in Choose Your Legends. I thought, we don't really know too much about them. I remember even Henriette was pretty high. But the thing is that not every Fire Emblem Heroes player has played a mainline Fire Emblem game. For them, the OCs are their first exposure, and OCs get, a lot of content exposure, cutscenes and everything. So for them, this is the characters that they have first experienced a lot of the times, like Sharena, Alphonse. You gotta realize that the accessibility of a phone game is incredible compared to a console game. And this is a free-to-play game. This has no cost, and a lot of people play without paying anything so far. And that's why these gacha games and these phone games are taking the world by storm, especially, the gacha phone games, because these are by design such predatory games, but still they are being played by so many people. They're just so popular. The reason is the convenience and the accessibility. So I just wanted to share my observation. Of course, this doesn't mean that I'm right. The sample space I have is not that much, but I try to understand, why this happens, essentially because I have played the mainline Fire Emblem games for so many years. So this is not my first Fire Emblem game, so to say. But for a lot of people, it is. So this year, we do have the top 20 here. We actually have Sigurd in the 3rd position, so he did lose by a couple of thousand of votes. And for Mortis, just shot up. This was the first year where he was votable, and the PR that he got from his Winter Alt and his Twitter takeover was insane. We also have Sylvain in the 5th position. Black Knight is expected. Leaf is also there. Diamant in the 7th position with Engage. Itsuki and Chrom still being, such high for a game that hasn't gotten content in so many years. Toma and Kane is also another character that isn't in FEH. He is the character that is the highest in these rankings who is not in the game. Technically, Baldr is not in the game as a summonable unit, but you know what I mean. And then we have got the other male characters, Reinhardt and the 20 rank, still going strong. Leo right there as well. We might get Legendary Leo this year because they do not have a lot of Legendary candidates. And then we have got Ivy in the 4th position. Azura definitely trying. A lot of people did rally for her. And Tsubasa and Sita in the 5th position, which is amazing and the highest ranking for a Tokyo Mirage Session unit. And that just goes to show you that the fans of these characters are fighting tooth and nail to, just have some recognition, some alts, some content from TMS. Then we have got Lear, Freya still going strong. Hother actually being on the 12th position. She's really popular in Japan, I believe. And then we have got the usual characters that you do expect in these ranks, like Nino, like Mia, who always does well, Lilina, also Sita, and Lapis also being in the 17th position. And for an OC from an older book, Freya is doing really good at the 10th position. I have a personal rule that I do not reveal my votes until we have the results because I don't really want to influence any kind of results, and it's gonna be a pain in the neck if I start campaigning for any kind of character or even my favorites because people are gonna be expecting me to promote a certain character the next year and then the next year and then the next year. So it is gonna be endless. And on the first day I voted for Mercedes. In other news, water is wet and sky is blue. Then on the second day I voted for Sigurd. I really like Sigurd. I love Genealogy of the Holy War. I'm still hoping for a remake on the new Nintendo Switch 2. I thought he had a solid chance this time, and I thought it would also be funny that he would be the Choose Your Legends winner along with Baldr. I knew that Baldr was gonna be placing really high and even winning, so that's why having Sigurd with her would have been funny because there is Baldr the Crusader in Genealogy, and Seliph already got the Brave version, so Sigurd is also popular in Japan. And then I voted for Lonku. He still doesn't have an alt. I still wonder why. And he is an amazing character. He does have this fear of women, but if you look at his supports, he has a lot of backstory, and I absolutely love the support that he has got with Cordelia and Shershe. It is so amazing. Especially Shershe, I ship him really hard with her. So I voted for him. I really like him as a character. Definitely my favorite Awakening character. And then I voted for Ivy, my favorite Engage character. I did think that she definitely had a chance this time, but she was a bit short. But hopefully she could have her chance next time. And then I voted for Black Knight, one of the best antagonists that we have got in Fire Emblem games. And he is extremely popular, and for a good reason. So in Fire Emblem games, we are often told about these villains, these antagonists that are big, bad, evil, and when you face them, they don't really stand up to the expectation. They just, die. They're kind of weak. But that is not the case with Black Knight. From the start, you know that he means business, and he is powerful. And when he shows up on the map, you will feel the fear, and you have no choice but to run, because you cannot scratch him. So he is amazing and his aura is unmatched in my opinion. So even if he doesn't win in the Choose Your Legends, I hope that he gets some kind of attuned or rearmed version, and his voice acting makes it even better. And then I voted for Scarlet, another character I really want to have in the game. I think that she would be an amazing Grantor battle unit. Hopefully she could be a Grail unit, then I'll be able to plus and merge her and use her in Arena. I really like her. I wish she had more screen time in Fates, and I'm kind of surprised that she doesn't have a Fallen version, but I hope that it eventually happens. And then on the final day, I voted for Arvis. I really want to have Gen 2 Arvis. If you look at my 2017 videos, I was still, theory crafting and dreaming about getting a Gen 2 Arvis as an armor mage because we had got Halloween Henry and Winter Tharja. So I thought, Arvis would surely be a unit they would have in that movement type. But still, we haven't really gotten him. So hopefully that could happen. It would be awesome. And I voted for Sigurd and Arvis in that same Choose Your Legends. So let me know in the comments which units did you vote for and which characters you really want to see in Fae, or, have them get some kind of alt. And now let's talk about the potential Brave units that we could try and get. So Brave Eikthynir is going to be likely a beast unit, and he's going to be a cavalier. I would like his design to be inspired by Ratatoskr or Lorathor. Ratatoskr because he was beating Alphonse like a pinata, and Ratatoskr stopped him. So having an inspiration from Ratatoskr would be nice. Lorathor would also make sense because he loves his father, and he could, be the successor and essentially the leader of Healing Hands. And this time maybe they could make him a green beast because Winter Eikthynir is already blue. We had colorless Mythic Eikthynir. He could also be red, I guess. And his preferred slot scale is probably going to be in the B slot. I hope he could also get the Brave hits, just hit incredibly hard. And he's likely going to be just an upgrade with the flat damage reduction, the true damage. And they could sprinkle in the extra action if they really want to make him an insane player phase threat. And then we move on to Brave Male Byleth. I think that Sothis Regalia is probably going to be happening because we saw female Robin get the same outfit as male Robin. So that is probably going to be happening here. But if not, then he could have an outfit inspired by Geralt. He could be a Lance Cavalier, and he could either have the sword, or if he goes the route of Geralt, then he could have the lance. And depending on that, he could have the movement type. Usually from what I've seen, female Byleth has got these kinds of Vantage preempt type of effect. So for his preferred, I think he might have a special that has full piercing scowl because Sothis, and then special jumps, probably unpierceable damage reduction. And I could see him being the Omni tank who can support, and he has got everything like null follow-up, null counter disrupt, tempo, distant counter, like you name it. Just everything that you need for an Omni tank. Pretty much an insane version of the base male Byleth. And then we move on to Brave Sharena. So there are a couple of routes that they could take, but they are probably going to be taking Henriette because they also based off Alphonse on Fallen Gustav. Even his artwork was similar to him. So I could see Sharena being a mage, being inspired by her mother, and being an armor unit, but Veronica could also happen, and she could be a colorless or green mage, likely going to be an armor, could also be an infantry or cavalier, and I think she might have a preferred slotsy scale like her bridal version. And if she takes the route of Henriette, then she could be a slow far savior. She could even be fast because she has not always been a slow unit compared to Alphonse. So she could have a lot of flat damage reduction. I mean, that's given if she has to be an armor. And because Sharena, like I said, is all about friendship, I think that Omni Guidance would make sense. She could also have Breath of Life healing and Great Talent just like Alphonse. And of course, Twin Save effect is needed as a range armor. But like I said, there are definitely a couple of options that they could take. And then finally, we have got Brave Baldr, who's the hardest to guess, but I guess I would go with Hothar as her inspiration, her sister, or even Allfather. They could try and take inspiration from Loki and make her a staff unit if they want to. So I think those are the three main options. So she's probably going to be a flyer just like her base version, and she could have a preferred slot B or slot A with Iod Shield, flat damage reduction, potent hit, just effects that can make her really, really offensive. And story-wise, Baldr is probably going to be having absurd flat damage reduction, that kind of immunity to damage, as we see. And, they could just also have the warping or extra action if they want to really go all out and make her a nuke who is deceptively bulky. And I could see them going the super offensive route because her job is to, bring these criminals to justice in a way. And she could even have a gun like Hother, her sister. So again, that's an option. And a gun means probably a blue bow in this case. So let me know what you think about the potential options for these Choose Your Legends units this year. We're going to be getting them in August as per usual. And now let's talk about the other things from the FEH channel. So we're going to be having a Hero Fest that is going to be having Ivy. So Attuned Ivy is going to be there with Soaring Echo and Emblem Marth. So this is your best chance of getting Emblem Marth if you don't already have him. A lot of people are also going to be plus merging him, and Emblem Marth ring is simple but so effective. That minus and special cooldown is always going to be useful, unless they make literally another ring that gives you minus and special cooldown and more effects. But still, Emblem Marth is right now really useful. And he's not, on the level of Emblem Lin or Emblem Celica ring, but still, he is an amazing unit as an Emblem hero inherently at this point in the game. Attuned Ivy, I would say, is the second best unit because Soaring Echo is amazing. And as a flyer, she has got more options to duplicate compared to Lucina. But I guess you could, argue at this point that Cavaliers do have some of these skills that you could try and duplicate. Rhea Lucina is also really strong. She has gotten a lot of tools. And I guess if you want to use her at her peak, then you would need to give her a lot of things. Ivy can still work out of the box with Lin Ring. So that's why I'm saying, Ivy is going to be a bit better. And in the last position, I'll have Mythic Loki. Now, don't get me wrong. She is a really good healer with all of the tools. Like, her ceiling is high with, stuff like Ice Lock that we have gotten. But unfortunately, she doesn't have the best synergy with Lorather, who's the best dark mythic right now. And her anti-synergy can be a problem because Lorather wants to force the assign decoy on the enemy as a positive status, and she erases the status effect. So it doesn't work the best. So a lot of people are probably not going to be running her as a mythic on their dark team, but still, she is a good healer. And I'm always thankful that she is not an offense healer because the kind of support that she provides with the gravity and the status erasure is extremely powerful. But because she's in Ether 8's defense, there is a limit to the things that she can do in the AI's hands. So this Hero Fest is good, but the power level is not the highest. I would say that the Legendary Ira banner that we have got right now with Athos is a lot better with its red and blue color share, because Nidhogre color sharing with a unit like Legendary Ira and blue having Emblem Celica ring is really strong if you already have these units. And then we've got the Special Hero Summon, which is going to be a free summon, so it is going to be incredibly luck based. You need to get the stone color that you want to begin with, and then you gotta have the unit in your luck to have them be summoned. So these are the options, but if you're trying to filter out the harmonic and duo units, then blue is gonna be your best option. The most amount of duo and harmonics are gonna be there, and then the next best option are gonna be red and colorless. But it doesn't mean that a unit is duo or harmonic, then they are inherently better. Sure, they have access to more tools with their button, but still, you can only say that Nabata Igren is going to be better than a lot of the recent units. And that's why if you're asking me for my opinion on the, the meta pick or filtering out the units based on their unit strength, then I would have them like this. And of course, still, blue color is going to be winning because New York Nidhogre is going to be there. And there are also a lot of strong units. Duo Fiorm has fallen off a bit, but still, she's an incredible far savior. Duo Alir is also deceptively good. Robin is an evergreen support unit. Of course, she's not as insane as Attuned Micaiah, but still, Bridal Sharena has got the extra actions. And even the last unit here, and Spring Mirabilis, who's a 4-star focus, is incredibly strong with her middle of the turn debuffs and panic. So even her, as the 4-star focus, is amazing. And again, your next best options are going to be red or colorless. Red is also going to be having 2 saviors. I would say that, you know, Halloween Nagi is a lot better as a near savior because her AoE damage reduction helps you against Emblem Sigurd, but still, you know, good options. And Ice Stripe Thea is again really good with the Emblem Lin Ring. Colorless has got Ninja Lucina, who is a top 10 unit. Halloween Asker is also really good. And Bridal Embla is incredible with Lin Ring. The lowest priority, I guess, is going to be the green stones because only Restvalger and Winter Female Shiz, in my opinion, are the strongest units from this color. So this is just my opinion on the notable units if we're just talking about the meta viability. And then we have got the 8th anniversary 4-star special hero special raid guaranteed summon event. So we're going to be having the tickets. And again, I've tried to filter out the units here with the notable units that are duos, harmonics, and the units that have decent refine and fodder. So for example, you know, Halloween Female Dreamer has got a pretty good weapon refine. Even, you know, Summer Ingrid has got good refine. Pirate Tibarn has got an incredibly good weapon refine. And then we've got Henriette, Gustav, Winter Arthur with their save skills that can prove to be good for the bridge fodder for the Briar and Twin skills in the future. So they are going to be having the value. And here, if you're trying to have the most value, then I think the green color is going to be the best. It has got a lot of good units with good refines like Pirate Veronica, and units that are still good with their utility like Duopini. And Bridal Katria is again in the meta because of the Lin Ring and how you can stay near your allies and use her triangle attack to have the quad attacks, which is really powerful. So if you're trying to get the best value, then green is going to be the option. Next best is going to be red or colorless, and blue is going to be having relatively lower options. So it really depends on your barracks, but here is the filtering that I've done. And then we have got the 12 Luminaries, which are going to be having the 8% rate. And you can spark on these banners, but you're going to be needing the Fey Pass to spark on it. And it is going to be having a lot of the seasonal units, and they're basically going to be split up into 3 banners. So that is also something you can look forward to. And they're going to be giving the tickets for the 12 Luminaries summoning event. And then we're going to be having a Hero Rises, which is started as of right now, so you could try and vote for a unit that you really want to have in the Hero Rises banner. And the voting gauntlet is going to be happening at the start of March, and the winner of the voting gauntlet is going to be distributed at the end of March, basically around 23rd, I want to say. And this time they've done the change where the top 8 units are going to be in the summoning event. Now this is also good, but this also means that you have less chance of summoning a certain unit. Of course, if the color sharing is favorable, then it is going to be nice. And if you actually want to have the other units that are also color sharing, so it really depends from player to player and what units we get in the banner. And you're going to be able to spark on this banner up to 4 times, even if you do not have a Fey Pass. And the appearance rate is going to be 6%. And again, you're not going to be getting Pity Broken. So this is going to be a really high value banner, in my opinion, that you could try and save your orbs for. And these are all of the rewards we're going to be getting. This time, we're going to be getting the best free-to-play reward so far, which is Otherwordly Bond. This means that you could recruit a Forma unit from Binding Worlds, and that Forma unit is going to be coming with an attune skill, and you know, if they have that attune skill, of course, and they're going to be coming with the Max Dragon Flowers and a boon, so you don't have to spend trade fruits on them. And this is just incredible because we have been asking for this item in the Celestial Stone Shop for, you know, forever, and they have finally given this to us as a free reward, as a login bonus. So definitely be sure to collect this even if you're on like a break, because you cannot afford to miss this item. This is too high value, and now they have done the change where you could recruit up to 2 allies in a Binding Worlds event. Previously, you could only add 1 Forma unit, and now we're going to be able to do it twice. This is probably done to accommodate for any kind of paying player who's going to be buying the Binding World pack. And if they save up the one that we're going to be given for free, and these are all of the rewards. I wish we got 80 orbs. That would be just perfect for this kind of 8-year anniversary. And of course, as per usual, we have got the Forma Soul, but now it is not the star present, I guess. The main attraction is going to be Otherwordly Bond, which is just amazing. And now we have got the Valentine banner that is going to be coming up in a couple of days. We're going to be having the trailer for it soon, and the free unit out of this banner is going to be Valentine Hubert. He is a blue mage armor, and he has got a really weird stat distribution, middling speed unfortunately. He does not come with a preferred weapon. He has got bolt fire at 3, and then we have got Edelgard, who's going to be the star of the banner most likely. So she's an axe armor, and I wish that they made her a mage armor because I believe she has got a hidden talent in Reason Magic. So that would have been pretty cool. Maybe Hubert could have been the axe armor, but I guess then he would have to compete with Marnie. So here Edelgard has got incredible attack as you would expect. She is min-max, she's going to be really bulky, but she is going to be not your usual armor that is there to function as a savior. She is going to be a player phase armor that is quite rare, and she is going to be having the special jumps or the preempt pulse basically from what we have seen. And she also inflicts the debuffs with the sabotage and exposure, and also the visible debuffs. And she also has the extra action as per usual from her slot B. She also has 7 HP post-combat healing, and there's also another effect that we see that is triggered after the combat, but we only have the audio cue for it. Visually, I'm not able to tell. I'm not able to recall what it is gonna be. I have tried to eliminate a lot of the options with that sound file, but I'm not really able to narrow it down. So maybe it is something new. I'm not sure, or maybe I'm missing something, but I guess we'll know. And she comes with Slice 30 finally, so that is going to be an amazing player phase skill. And she's got an upgraded version of Assault Troop that, from what I can see, does give her +6 attack, the charge status, and the +1 movement. So if they really want to make this skill insane, they could have Pass built in it so that she is not affected by any kind of warp blocking, and charge status is not affected. But again, I guess we'll see. So that is a nice player phase armor skill that we have got. And then we're going to be having Valentine Dimitri as a Sword Cavalier, and he is going to be having really high attack and speed. And from what I can see, we have got the +1 movement on him, the special charges status, and the null debuff status. And he's likely going to be having -2 cooldown preempt pulse to overflow so that he can counter the scowl effect. And because he comes with Shadow Shift, there is going to be Kanto. It is going to be entirely insane if they give Shadow Shift without Kanto. And he does have true damage from his preferred slot B skill. He also debuffs the enemies after the combat, so likely the Omni -6 smoke that we have seen in his slot B skills after the combat. And he comes with a new inhittable special in Haste Slice. Now, because he already has a preferred slot B skill and a preferred weapon, this is likely inhittable, and this is a 3 cooldown special that I'm pretty sure gives you the unpierceable damage reduction, and it also has -1 special cooldown preempt pulse, because we can see that in the FEH channel. So Haste Slice basically gives you dodge, so that is going to be translating to unpierceable damage reduction. So again, we'll have to see, but that is likely what it is going to be. And then we have got Valentine Claude, and we don't really see his stats much, we only know his HP. He's a Blue Bow Cavalier, and he gives himself the preempt pulse status. They've sneakily tried to hide that, but I did see that in the first few frames. So he probably gives that to his other allies as well, or maybe they're running him with Emblem Lin or something like that. But he does have that, and he also has flat or unpierceable damage reduction, which is expected. And he also comes with a preferred skill in Pure Starfall, and we can see that in the FEH channel that he does have the scowl effect built in. He also has Null Guard. He likely has Null Follow-up and Damage Reduction Piercing, and we can see that he does come with Curve Shot as a special. That is going to be the special for the archers nowadays for the survival, and he is going to be deceptively bulky because of the flat damage reduction that he has got. So that all is going to be stacking up. and then he's going to be triggering Curve Shot and doing a lot of damage, and he already has Preempt Pulse to trigger it on the first hit. And then we have got Duo Rhea with Sothis, so it is incredibly endearing because from what Rhea remembers, this is not her mother. We do see Sothis in a different form at the opening basically, but I really want to see what their conversation is about. And she is going to be a colorless dragon, but not sure what kind of movement. Probably going to be an armor, I think, as a savior, and she does have Dragon's Roar as a special, and she has got insane amount of flat damage reduction from what I can see because Ninja Diamant is doing so little damage. It's going to be on the higher side for sure. So we don't really know much about her, but she does have 46 HP, and it is hard to tell how meta influential this banner is going to be, but probably is going to be because it's a Valentine banner, and then it has got the 3 houses Lord, so you could try and wait and see with your orbs. And we're going to be having the Tempest Trial with Hubert. We don't really know the Sacred Seals that we're going to be getting. And then for the version update, we're going to be having 3 skills appear in the highest chamber of all the forms, and this was needed because oh my god, the amount of useless skills you get even in the highest chambers is insane, because the rate at which they're putting the new skills is much higher than the past. So you do not get the skill that you really want, because even in this image you can see you're never going to be picking attack speed ideal 4 when perfect attack speed exists. Steady impact just does not matter, and you're probably not going to be picking the Bond 4 skill or even Speed Defense Unity for that matter. So this is an amazing change. So you need to play on chamber 25 to get the best skills and have the 3 skills appearing for you. So now we have got 3 tactical retreats in Arena and Arena Assault, and it has gotten really insane in those game modes because the higher tier teams are going to be having all of the Emblem rings, so it is going to be kind of annoying to face them. And then we have got some new arena maps. I do not like the 5th one. It is so weird with the blocks that it has got that you need to break. And the 3rd one is kind of similar to a map that we used to have in the old times, but it just has, you know, a lot of defense tiles. And then they're going to be updating the 4-star special hero special rate. So more units are going to be eligible to be appearing there, and that is going to be the same thing for weekly revivals. We do have Brave Crom and Brave Seliph, you know, and Brave TK and Byleth being added there. And also Ymir, who was the most meta unit, I guess, along with Brave Crom, because again, Lin Ring is a thing, and Ymir gives you the Cleansing and Miracle, so she's really useful. And then we're going to be having more units added into the Legendary and Mythic Hero remixes. Now, I've tried to give you an estimated timeline. This is roughly what I estimate based on the color shares and, you know, the units that can be there. And Xander has just jumped into February 2025. So these estimates are not set in stone. Clearly, as we can see with Legendary Xander, they sometimes push the units you know, quite ahead of the other units that are supposed to get that remix at that time. But still, this can help you plan your summons and see which kind of units you're trying to plus and merge, because these Legendary and Mythic units are going to be sparkable even without Fate Pass, which is really good, because Asker, Legendary Ninian, and Sather are still really good without their, you know, remix. And then we're going to be having a long overdue change where we're going to be having the old Legendary units appear as a focus hero, and that is going to be at 4%. And we're going to be having the free Spark after 40 times without the Fate Pass. So all of these ancient Legendary units are going to be available there. So like I said, this was long overdue, but in my opinion, they should have put these as like a 4-star special raid unit, because a lot of these Legendary units unfortunately get outclassed by the modern Grail units at like very low merges. So that's a bit sad, and a lot of them also need a dual scale to score in Arena, but they are going to be available there if you want to spark them, and they are going to be following a schedule. So the first one is going to be having Legendary Ike, Lucina, and Grima. We're going to be having the update notification, so we're going to be knowing about their find soon, and I'll be making a video on that. We're also going to be having the remix for Legendary Xander and also Ashe. I'm going to be talking more about that in that update video, because this video already has been quite long. I've talked about a lot of things. So let me know what you think about the FEH channel that we got today. And you can click the link on the screen right now to check out my breakdown of the Legendary Ira and Athos banner. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as fast as they're taking to put Gen 2 Arvis in FEH. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.